Overthinkers, assemble! Today, I'm exposing myself as the worst advice giver on YouTube. I make videos about starting over, overcoming self-doubt, living intentionally. But most days, I don't even follow my own advice, which makes me a pretty bad messenger, right? Ha! Welcome to the worst TED Talk ever! But stick around, because here's what we're tackling. The guilt spiral, and why it doesn't make you a fraud. Why messy progress beats perfect, and is the secret to getting unstuck. The comparison trap, and how showing the cracks builds real trust. Sounds good, right? Except here's the problem. I'll tell you not to overthink. And then I'm here doing research, aka just watching YouTube, instead of getting things done. You know the 20-80 rule, where 20% of the effort creates 80% of the outcome? Yeah, I'm running that backwards. I'm pouring 80% of my time into theory with just 20% of the outcome. I'm rewriting a script 10 times instead of just hitting record and getting the practice I actually need. For me, it's research and scripts. For you, it might be rewriting an email, stalling a workout, or pacing in the kitchen instead of starting. And then the voice shows up. Mine says, "You're a hypocrite. You tell people to start, you can't even start yourself." Yours might say, "You can't even write this email." Different words, but the same punch in the gut. The more you think about it, the worse it gets. But overthinking doesn't solve anything. It multiplies the problem. And one wasted afternoon snowballs into a full-blown identity crisis. But maybe ignoring your own advice doesn't make you a fraud at all. Maybe it just makes you human. That cycle of stalling, judging yourself, and spiraling, that's the overthinker loop. And you're not the only one stuck in it. I spiral like you do, which means the things I share here are not just theory, they're battle tested. So if you ever thought, I'm the only one messing this up, you're not. And naming the spiral is the first step of changing it. But here's the catch. Naming it isn't enough. Because if all we do is vent, it doesn't move us anywhere. That's the next problem. That's why we need to turn venting into value. So how do you turn this stuck spiraling energy into something that actually moves you forward? For me, it comes down to these 3 reminders. Reminder 1, advice is a compass, not a contract. Miss a workout? Don't wait till Monday to start again. Pick it up tomorrow. Or, after binging another 5 productivity videos. No judgment. Reminder 2, imperfect progress beats perfectionism. Perfectionism usually just means you never start. You want to clean a messy room? Don't aim to finish. Pick a corner, set a timer for 2 hours, and go for it. Stop when it ends. Maybe you finished, maybe not, but the progress will stack. Unless you're me and you need the whole 2 hours to pick the corner to start. Yeah, that happens. Reminder 3. These videos are reminders. For me too. I'm not handing wisdom down from a mountaintop. Half the time I'm just saying what I need to hear myself. The value isn't in never slipping. It's in having something to guide you back when you do. And if this video works as that reminder for you too, even better. And yet, even with that mindset, I compare myself to people who look like they never struggle at all. Comparison is the trap that gets us all. Maybe for you, it's scrolling Instagram and feeling everyone else is happier, fitter, more productive. For me, it's browsing YouTube and thinking every creator has it together but me. And suddenly, all you can see are their wins. And all you can feel are your own struggles. But here's the truth. They mess up too. They procrastinate, doubt themselves, scrap projects. They just don't show you. Or if they do it in a perfectly color-graded montage with lo-fi beats in the background. And that's why showing the cracks matters. Because if you see someone else admit it's messy, you realize I'm not failing, I'm just human. The same goes for all of us. When we can admit our imperfections, even the small, ordinary ones, we start to build trust with ourselves. And honestly, sometimes admitting the small dumb stuff is harder than the big ones. Not by pointing out every flaw or beating ourselves down, but by dropping the act of being perfect all the time. That's what grows real confidence, not the fake kind that comes from holding it all together, but the kind that comes from knowing we can show up messy and still be okay. Because in the end, it's not hiding our imperfections that makes us strong, it's learning we don't have to hide them at all. So maybe ignoring your own advice isn't the failure it sounds like. It's just proof you're human, and exactly the reason why the advice matters. Bad news though. Watching till here also means you now officially listened to the worst TED Talk ever. If you've ever ignored your own good advice, you're not alone. Drop yours in the comments. I've loved to read them. And yeah, we came all together here to fight our own brains. Different flavors, same overthinking. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Have a wonderful day and see you next week. Take care.